Hello everyone, a very good evening to you all. I hope you all are doing great. Welcome to my session, kids. How are you? Hello everyone. I hope you all are doing great and you're having a good day. Good evening. Okay kids, so welcome to OTA class. Welcome to my session. Better teacher and you will have a better future. So it's trusted by more than 2 million students and kids. Today, I'll be teaching you about the topic called transportation. So what is actually transportation? First of all, it's a chapter, right? Transportation in organisms. So by organism, I mean plants and animals. These are the living organisms, correct? So in today's class, I'll be teaching you about a topic from this chapter called blood and its components. Got it? So this is how the organisms look. So first of all, my introduction. My name is Srishti Ma'am. I have completed my MSc and I have a teaching experience of more than 5 years, kids. I've taught and mentored more than 2,000 students and I believe in a very interactive teaching, okay? So you can reply in the live chat and you can tell me your doubts as well. Let's make it an amazing session. I hope you will enjoy it, kids. So let's begin with our session now. Everyone, welcome to my class. So here is it all about. First of all, what does transportation means? Transportation का मतलब क्या होता है? Transportation का मतलब हुआ normal. It's an English word. एक जगह से सामान को उठा के दूसरी जगह रखना. That is transportation, right? So in human beings, that system, because we are a complex organisms, we are a multicellular organisms. What does the word multicellular means? Multi means many. Cellular means cell. That means an organisms whose body is made up of many cells. So we are multicellular organisms, right? And we are a complex one. We are the advanced organism. That is the reason inside our body there is a proper system that is known as circulatory system to transport some material from one part of the body to the another one. That is known as circulatory system, okay? Because it will help in the transportation of the products. Now, what all does the circulatory system consist of? So the circulatory system consists of your blood. It consists of your blood vessel and obviously the heart. So heart, you all know, the main function is to pump the blood. It relaxes and contracts, right? Then it's all about the blood and the blood vessels. So what are the blood vessel, kids? Blood vessels are your arteries, veins and capillaries. These are like the tubes in which your blood is actually flowing, and capillaries is the area where exchange of material takes place, kids. Okay, but today we'll start with the part called the blood. So we'll start with the blood and what are the components of it. So आप लोग blood बहुत पहले से पढ़ते हुए आ रहे हो, आपको पता है blood क्या होता है. It's like a liquid part which is flowing inside your body. It carries materials, right, inside your body. Material carry करता है. Functions, I hope you know about it. आप छोटी classes से already ये सब पढ़ते हुए आ रहे हो. That transports, I'll just revise, that it transports in the transporting of the oxygen or the carbon dioxide or removal of the waste products from the body. It helps and it also maintains a constant body temperature. So that's all about the functions of the blood. Blood is a component of a circulatory system. Yes, it is a component of a circulatory system. So our circulatory system consists of blood, blood vessel, and the third one is your heart. So let's move forward then. If it's a component of a circulatory system, now blood. अब blood के अंदर क्या क्या present होता है? बात तो ये है ना, blood क्या है? So blood के अंदर, kids, there is a plasma present. Okay, there is a liquid called plasma which is present inside your blood. And inside that plasma, there are some formed elements which are floating inside it. So what are these formed elements? First of all, हम पहले percentage पढ़ते हैं, कितना percentage कितने का है. Plasma, it's around 55% and 45% of the formed elements. Okay. अब ये formed elements क्या क्या है? First of all, these formed elements are your erythrocytes, leucocytes and your thrombocytes. Easily बताती हूँ, भारी भरकर नाम है. Erythrocytes, it means RBC. What is RBC, kids? It's red blood cells. Got it? Leucocytes, it is white blood cells. Thrombocytes are also known as your platelets. So in today's session, we'll talk about in detail about all these components. So these are the components of the blood, and it's a very very important topic, and इससे पक्का question आता है exam में, and it's a very important one, right? Okay, what is the blood, or what are the different components? Yeah. For one marker, it could come, okay, can you tell me why is red blood cells red in color? Like, how is it red in color? Or what is the function of white blood cells? So these questions can arise in your exams. Okay. So as I was telling you that plasma, if I talk about, so plasma ke andar, all these cells, RBC, I'll write it here. So it is RBC, right? Leucocytes, it's WBC kits, and these are the platelets. So all these things, all of them are floating inside the plasma. Got it? So this is how it looks. So there is a plasma. This is a blood vessels. As I have already told you, blood vessels क्या होते हैं? These are the kind of a tubes जिसके अंदर से आपका blood flow करता है. There's a plasma के अंदर क्या क्या होता है? RBC, platelets, and white blood cells. That is your WBC. Got it? I hope till here everything is clear to you. Now let's study about blood plasma, which has 92% of water inside it, and it's pale yellow in color. किस कलर में होता है? Pale yellow in color, and it has 92% of your water inside it. Okay? Now, blood plasma, it also has a protein which helps to fight. It helps in the transportation of nutrients like glucose. It helps in the transportation as well. So these are kind of functions of plasma. Okay? I hope till here plasma is very clear to you. Okay? Let's move forward with the main components which are floating inside it. That is about your erythrocytes. Erythrocytes or RBC, that is red blood cells, it's one and the same thing, first of all. Now, first of all, red blood cells contains a pigment called hemoglobin. अच्छा, अब एक क्वेश्चन आता है, how does our blood looks red in color? Red color से कैसे दिखता है? क्यों दिखता है? इसीलिए दिखता है because there is a red color pigment which is present called hemoglobin, which is floating inside our body. So that's a red color pigment called hemoglobin जो red color देता है हमारे blood को. Now, mature RBC contains no nucleus. RBC के अंदर कोई nucleus या कोई भी other organelles. Other organelles का मतलब हुआ different components जो cell के अंदर present होते हैं वो RBC के अंदर नहीं present होते हैं. Components like your other components like Golgi bodies or mitochondria, these are the components. These are the organelles that they are not present inside your RBC. You can read these 2 points first and then we'll move forward. This is how it looks. This is the RBC, kids. Okay, RBC, the hemoglobin, which is a red color pigment. Another function, it binds O2 and CO2 and help in their transportation in their body. So it is also known as carrier of oxygen, and it contains iron inside it. What? RBC, also known as erythrocytes. It contains hemoglobin. Hemoglobin के अंदर क्या present होता है? Iron. Got it? I hope everything is clear till here. Let's move forward. Anemia is a medical condition which happens due to abnormally low hemoglobin concentration. जब आपकी body में hemoglobin का level कम हो जाता है, then anemia can occur, and you must have heard about it or you must have seen about it. कई लोग जो है they start looking pale yellow in color. बहुत yellowish सा हो जाता है, red color का कुछ नहीं दिखता है. So that's kind of a disease. That's anemia, because of the abnormally low hemoglobin concentration. Okay? Mature RBC contains no nucleus and other organelles, as I've already told you. Let's move forward. I hope RBC is clear with this thing. Let's move forward to the leukocytes, that is called your white blood cells. So RBC के बारे में अभी हमने प्लाज्मा के बारे में पढ़ा, that blood के अंदर there is a plasma which is present, pale yellowish in color, in which all your cells like your RBC, WBC and platelets are floating inside it. Okay, RBC, it's red blood cells, and why red? Because of the presence of red color pigment called hemoglobin. Okay, वो उसके अंदर present होता है hemoglobin, which is a carrier of oxygen. Then it's about your WBC, also known as leukocytes. अब जो ये leukocytes है, ये actually है क्या? First of all, the white blood cells, it lacks the pigment called hemoglobin. Hemoglobin नहीं होता उसमें present. तब that is why it's white in color. वरना वो red color का होता ना, because it's red color pigment. Secondly, it fights against the diseases, kids. So who fights? They fight germs and microbes that enters inside our body, and they are known as, I've already highlighted it here, they are known as soldiers of our body because they fight against the diseases, kids. Okay, and there are various types, बहुत सारे types, I'll show you that as well, but the main function is they are the soldiers of our body. Why? Because they fight against the diseases. I hope it's clear. Please take time and read these 3 points first. Question आ सकता है, what is the function of WBC? Yeah, who fights against the diseases? That's your WBC. This kind of questions can come in the exam, kids. Okay, and these are the different types of WBC. It's written here. Let's move forward with some fact that abnormal increase in the number of leukocytes is called your blood cancer, and in AIDS, that's a disease, a particular type of WBC is targeted by the virus. So these are few facts you can know about it. So till here, RBC, it contains hemoglobin, which is a carrier of oxygen. Secondly, WBC, it's white blood cells and it fights against the diseases. So kids, if everything is clear, I hope it's clear to you. Let's have some quiz now. Okay, let's see. कितना समझ में आया? Here's my first question for you. Which blood cells contains red color pigment? Red color pigment किसमें present था? Was it RBC? Was it WBC or platelets? None of these. What do you think? Blood cell, red. Take your time, but give me a correct answer. And the correct answer is RBC. It's red blood cells because uske andar the red color pigment called hemoglobin is present, kids. Let's move forward with another one. Which blood cell is known as soldiers of the body? I'll give you a hint. What do you think? Which is the correct one? Platelets, WBC, RBC, all of these. They fight against the diseases. Who is that blood cell? Give me a correct answer. And the correct answer is WBC, that is white blood cells. They are also known as soldiers of the body. I hope it's clear. Let's move forward. Blood contains water, right? Which is that called? It's pale yellow in color. It's like a liquid. Plasma, platelets, RBC, all of these. And the correct answer is your plasma. Plasma is your correct answer, kids. Let's move forward with another one. Anemia happens due to low concentration of oxygen in the blood, abnormally low concentration of hemoglobin in the blood, or high concentration of hemoglobin in the blood. What do you think? Take your time. Don't rush. Read all the options very carefully and then give me a correct answer, okay? Choose the most appropriate one. That is all MCQ all about. Is it low concentration of oxygen in blood, abnormally low concentration of hemoglobin in the blood, or high concentration of hemoglobin in the blood? What do you think? Go for it. Anemia. And the correct answer is abnormally low concentration of hemoglobin in the blood. So I've already told you, जिन लोगों को anemia होता है, they look pale yellow in color. Yellow पड़ने लग जाती है उनकी body. That's all your anemia. Got it? Let's have this one now. The red color of the blood is because of dash which contains dash in it. Read the question first carefully. The red color of blood is because of dash which contains dash in it. Is it chlorophyll or magnesium, hemocyanin and copper, hemoglobin and iron, all of these? The red color, it's very easy. And the correct answer is hemoglobin and iron. So hemoglobin is a red color pigment which contains iron inside it. So I've already told you about it. Let's move forward. It's a very general one. A, B, dash and dash are the different groups in the humans, the blood groups. Blood groups के बारे में you must have studied. पता ही होगा. आपको अपना blood group भी पता होगा, है ना? So tell me, और कौन से होते हैं blood groups इसमें से? X and Y, Y and Z, AB and O, AB and ABC. What do you think? Which is the correct one? And the correct answer is AB and O. That's another the blood groups in human. ABC तो कोई blood group होता ही नहीं. X, Y, Z कभी नहीं सुना. So the correct one is your C option. Okay, well done kids. I hope you enjoyed the quiz. Let's move forward. Now tell me, what do I do? The first one is your RBC. The second one is your WBC. What is the function of RBC? It contains hemoglobin. What is the function of it? First of all, red color pigment. Secondly, carrier of oxygen as well. Okay. White blood cells. It fights against whom? Against the diseases. So that's the function of your WBC and RBC. I hope till here everything is clear to you kids. And now we will move forward with the third one, that is your thrombocytes, or also known as platelets. Okay. Now thrombocytes or platelets are the cell fragments. And what is the very important function? Why it plays an important role? Because it helps in the blood clotting or coagulation of blood. One and the same thing. अब जैसे हम खेलते हैं, ठीक है, हम खेल रहे नीचे जाके, काफ़ी बार हुआ है, इवन इन माई चाइल्डहुड मुझे इतनी बार चोट लगी है, यहाँ पे कट लग जाता है, राइट? थोड़ी देर बाद there is a blood flowing, it's continuously flowing, but after some time it stops, the blood stops. ऐसा क्या मैजिक हुआ कि ब्लड स्टॉप हो गया? It's because of the platelets which are present inside your blood kids. वो जो blood कट लगता है वहाँ पे there is a network which is formed because of which the platelets, your blood actually stops. So thrombocytes or platelets, the function is it helps in the coagulation of your blood, and जो blood है वो रुक जाता है थोड़ी देर बाद. That is the main function of your platelets. Got it? Platelet का it plays an important role in the blood clotting or the coagulation of blood. Okay? Take a moment, read these 2 points, and then we'll move forward. And I'll show you. This is how it forms the network and the blood actually stops. Isn't it amazing? अपने आप blood रुक जाता है थोड़ी देर बाद because of platelets. Let's move forward. Did you know approximately 1 lakh to 4 lakhs platelets are there in a human body? If the number of platelets are very less, the excessive bleeding can occur. बहुत ज़्यादा bleeding हो जाएगी क्योंकि stop ही नहीं होगा, network form ही नहीं होगा, blood stop नहीं होगा. तो how will it work? That is the reason. And dengue, which is spread by a mosquito, reduces the blood platelets count in a body. So जब भी, especially in which area I live, यहाँ पे इस state में जब भी डेंगू फैलता है बहुत ज़्यादा, उस टाइम पे जब हॉस्पिटल्स में जाते हैं वहाँ पे हमेशा प्लेटलेट काउंट सबका बताते हैं इतना कम हो गया, हमारा प्लेटलेट काउंट इतना कम हो गया. क्योंकि वो करता है प्लेटलेट काउंट एंड इन केस उनको कट लग जाता है कहीं पे भी द ब्लड वोंट स्टॉप बिकॉज प्लेटलेट इट हेल्प्स इन क्लॉटिंग ऑफ द ब्लड किड्स. ओके, चलो लेट्स हैव सम क्विज अगेन. Tell me this one. The glucose, it's transported by the plasma, RBC, that is red blood cells, WBC or the platelets. What do you think? Glucose is transported by? Take your time. And the correct answer is it is transported by your plasma. Let's move forward. What can happen if the number of platelets become very less? बहुत कम हो जाएंगे प्लेटलेट काउंट. व्हाट विल हैपन? ट्रांसपोर्ट ऑफ गैसेस विल स्टॉप, माइक्रोब्स विल अटैक अस मोर ऑफन, एक्सेसिव ब्लीडिंग, प्रॉब्लम्स रिलेटेड टू द डाइजेशन ऑफ फूड. व्हाट डू यू थिंक? व्हाट विल हैपन if the platelet counts will become less? So if the platelet count become less, kids, then excessive bleeding will happen. Blood flow रुकेगा नहीं because platelets function is that it helps in stopping of the blood, coagulation of the blood or clotting of the blood. I hope it's very clear to you now. Platelets are the other name for plasma, erythrocytes, leukocytes or thrombocytes. So kids, focus. Here I'm asking about the platelets. What do you think? What is the other name of platelets? Think about it. So the other name of platelets is your thrombocytes. Erythrocytes का क्या था? RBC. Leukocytes का क्या था? WBC. Got it? Erythrocytes also known as RBC. Leukocyte also known as WBC. Thrombocyte also known as platelets. Okay, let's move forward. 45% of the blood consists of water, urea, glucose or formed elements. What do you think? Here I'm talking about 45%. So use your brain. Tell me the correct one. And the correct answer is your formed elements. That's about the 45% inside our blood. So kids, I'll just summarize here. अभी तक हमने पढ़ा that blood is a very very important component of your circulatory system, right? Blood vessels and the heart. So blood, I hope it's very clear to you. Blood के अंदर there is a plasma which is present inside which all the three cells are floating inside. Which all cells? RBC, erythrocytes, also known as erythrocytes, and RBC, it's red blood cells. It contains a red color pigment called hemoglobin, which is a carrier of oxygen. Then it was about WBC, also known as leukocytes or white blood cells. It fights against the diseases. And the third one is your thrombocytes or the platelets. It helps in clotting of the blood. Okay, so that excessive bleeding na ho. Now we'll move forward with the blood vessels. So kids, what are the blood vessels? Blood vessels are the kind of the tubes which are present inside a body. What are they? They are arteries and there is a vein. So there is an artery, there is a vein. Between क्या present है उन दोनों के बीच में? There is capillaries which are present. Just take a time, have a look on this one. There is an artery, there is a vein. उन दोनों के बीच में क्या present है? उन दोनों के बीच में present है आपका capillaries. Okay? चलो. Now, it's very important. If I talk about your arteries, so kids, blood vessels, it's a kind of a blood vessel that moves the blood away from the heart. Where? Away from the heart. Opposite to a vein ka, towards the heart. Carry blood towards the heart. Artery that carries blood away from the heart. Okay. Second point. Arteries, they always carries oxygenated blood. First of all, oxygenated blood क्या होता है? Oxygenated blood, a blood जिसके अंदर oxygen rich है. A blood which is carbon dioxide rich, that is your deoxygenated blood. I hope the second point is clear to you. Now, all the arteries carries oxygenated blood, all the veins carries deoxygenated blood, एक्सेप्शन, दोनों में एक्सेप्शन है एक एक. क्या? एक पल्मोनरी आर्टरी है जो कि हमेशा कैरी करेगी आपका डीऑक्सीजनेटेड ब्लड, ऑपोजिट उसका. एक पल्मोनरी वेन है जो कि हमेशा कैरी करेगी और ऑक्सीजनेटेड ब्लड. दैट्स जस्ट एन ऑपोजिट. ओके. नाउ योर आर्टरीज, दे आर थिक वॉल्ड, बहुत मोटी होती है, बिकॉज द ब्लड ऑलवेज कम इन टू द आर्टरीज विथ प्रेशर, so they need to withstand that pressure. That is why arteries are thick walled. On the other hand, your veins, they are thin walled. वो पतली होती है because it carries blood from the different parts of the body and then take it back to the heart. So वहाँ पे pressure नहीं देता है. Different body organs आपको pressure नहीं देता है. That is the reason. Okay. Now the fourth one, valves. So there are kind of valves which are present like in this shape. ठीक है. What is the function of it? Valves, they prevent the backflow of the blood. So arteries में required नहीं होता because इतनी तेज से pressure से आता है. But in veins it is required. So veins में valves are present but not in the arteries. I hope this thing is very clear to you. Now you can just read all the points. I'll just repeat. Blood vessels are the kind of tubes like arteries and veins. बीच में आपका present होगा capillaries where exchange of material takes place. ठीक है? Arteries always carry blood away from the heart. Veins always carry blood towards the heart. Arteries, thick walled. Veins, thin walled. Okay. Arteries always carries oxygenated blood except one, pulmonary artery, which will carry your deoxygenated blood. Veins always carries deoxygenated blood except one, pulmonary vein, जो कि carry करेगी oxygenated blood. And the valves, they are present in the vein but not present in the arteries. Okay. So that's about today, kids. I hope the blood and the blood vessel is very clear to you. Here, I need to tell you about the ODA class. That there is a revision course which is going to be start soon in the ODA class. That's just from 14th of December. So you can download the application, kids, and you can get yourself enrolled for this revision course by paying just rupees 499. Okay. Where there will be mic given to you for doubt sessions. You can have a video access so that we can interact and live quizzes as well. So we'll revise your whole syllabus, kids, and it will be very, very beneficial for you. So you can also get yourself enrolled for this revision course. I hope you liked the session today. So please don't forget, kids, to like and subscribe. Thank you so much for attending my session. We'll see you in the next class with the second part of this video, and there I'll tell you about how does the transportation takes place in the plants. Okay, I hope you enjoyed it. We'll see you in the next session. Till then, bye bye.